So this is the self-development with tactics. Book.
So this one's gonna be again about Tim Ferriss' Tools of Titans, and this this episode is gonna be really fucking amazing. I at least hope, as fucking always. But yeah, with that being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. And I'm pretty fucking pumped to be here, as fucking always. And in the last episodes, actually in yesterday's episode, I've actually seen that it is nice if I smile in the fucking episode while I'm actually reading something. You know, I've read something somewhere, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but it somehow seems for me to actually kind of work. You know, even though it sounds a little bit dumb or a little bit like, I don't know, unbelievable maybe. I don't know, but I feel like if I'm just, smiling while I'm reading, I'm also able to read better or more smoothly or more fluent or whatever you want to just, somehow call it. I don't know, if there's actually some scientific evidence behind this. I've read something somewhere, I do not know if this is actually true, but it somehow in the end kind of is correlated to just, what I was talking about. To just, okay, I'm able to read better, I'm able to do things better if I'm kind of smiling or if I'm happy and whatsoever. I don't know, but I feel like it's making it better. I can read better. I don't know. Maybe I'm just somehow manipulating myself. Could actually also be the case. I don't fucking know. But yeah. Why is he so loud today? I for sure have something open. Yeah. I for sure have. Let's close everything so that my PC is not that loud. But yeah, we are going ahead with the personal happiness section today, or chapter today, which is, I think, no, it's not the last chapter, but it is not such a long one. Still, it is one that I really, really enjoy, or I think that I'm going to enjoy, because this is something that I'm incredibly passionate about, especially in the meantime, or just really recent. I've just really discovered that there is so fucking much negativity on this fucking planet. It's just fucking insane. And I do want to do something against it, and this is why I do just recently share a lot more kind of positivity stuff, more kind of, okay, be positive, be optimistic stuff, because I guess people need it, and I need it as well. And yeah, I do think, or I do hope that I'm able to help someone with that. But yeah, we'll see. But it's still a little bit annoying that my PC is incredibly loud. But somehow it's really noisy. I do hope that you're not hearing it. Yeah, you're gonna hear it a little bit. I'm very sorry for that, actually. I'm really sorry. But I do my best to not let it be that case. By the way, let me just check if I have enough storage on my PC or not. Yeah, it should be okay. It really should be okay. But yeah, I think I'll just go ahead with the summary. It's really loud, but the sound is just somehow strange. I'm not really used to such a sound. It's pretty high. Never mind. So personal happiness. Calmness under fire. Calm is contagious. Said to Navy SEALs, people mimic your behavior. Well, it's actually the truth, I guess. I do think that if you're in a group with a lot of people that are, I don't know, I guess this is also applicable to behavior. And I guess if you're in a group of a lot of people that are just mean and shitty and whatsoever, I think you're also going to be mean and shitty. I really guess so. I've always kind of underestimated the power the other people have, and the power the other people have in terms of actually influencing you. I think it's just, pretty much insane. It really is. And I've always, thought okay, I've always been thinking about it to some degree, or I've always heard it or read it somewhere or something like this. But I've always thought okay, this is just some bullshit and it is not really applicable to me. and it's, nobody's influencing me. I'm still my same or still that same and whatsoever. But this is not essentially the truth, I would say, because, it was quite lately, when I've actually realized that the people around me are just really heavily influencing me. Also, in terms of the vocabulary that I'm using, there's such a lot of things and such a lot of factors, but yeah, more like things where the people around you are definitely influencing you, whether it be the words you're using, the perspective you have on the world, whether you're optimistic or pessimistic, and all those things. So they can really fucking change you. And yeah, I guess this is also something you do just have to search for, or you do have to look for and see whether it is actually the case for you or not. And I think this might be some of these things that you do not recognize and do not realize just as such, or just by just living your life without actually looking for it, without actually kind of trying to see it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with the summary. Matt Mullenweg exemplifies getting upset won't help things, which is actually the truth. I still am a person that is really struggling with getting upset and being very fucking angry. I'm a person, especially when I'm tired, and this is actually something that's quite interesting, I guess. After some days where I haven't slept a lot or I haven't slept a lot, I do just realize that I'm getting angry very, very fast. Just incredibly fast, I would say. It is pretty much insane, but it still is very interesting. But you can then and there see that not sleeping is probably not the best thing you can do, actually. So yeah. I do think getting upset and complaining about things is just in general pretty stupid, because most of the time it won't help really anything. It really won't. It really won't. Reid Hoffman has responded to insults with, "I am perfectly willing to accept that." Wow. Okay. Just a different approach, I say. The key in a restaurant in any high pressure situation is that 75% of success is staying calm and not losing your nerve. The rest you figure out, but once you lose your calm, everything else starts falling apart fast. From Sam Cuss. And I'm just imagining whether actually being in a restaurant or working in a restaurant is actually that stressful. And I guess so. Yeah, I really guess so, especially if it's just a pretty big one. I think it's just actually a hard job, to be either the cook or some waitress in a very just big restaurant and whatsoever. Evander Holyfield, while watching TV and relaxing before his big fight, "I'm either ready or I'm not. Worrying about it right now ain't gonna change a damn thing. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And I've either done everything I can do to be ready for this, or I haven't." Which is actually the truth, and I guess it's, well, I don't know. Like, it's quite interesting, because it's somehow, for me at least, it doesn't feel that optimistic somehow. And I do kind of feel like, okay, before a fight, I do think you should be very optimistic, because everything can happen. Like, I don't know, I was just thinking about whether you can actually die or not in a fight. But I guess you can, unfortunately. But I still think the referee should actually be the man who is responsible for not letting anybody die, I guess. I think he should definitely just stop the whole fight before someone dies, or before someone actually gets hurt. Yeah, it's definitely his job. But, there were some situations in the past where you've probably maybe even seen some videos of where the whole situation was just, well, I don't know. Maybe the referee wasn't just qualified. Maybe something else was happening. I don't fucking know. I really don't. But yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think there is always gonna just be one or two situations where something is happening, which shouldn't be the case actually. but I don't know. Like, yeah. Sean White, and it's still just, I do just have to look. It's just a really high and noisy sound that I'm really not quite. Hello? I'm just really kinda. I just had a look at the. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the episode quite for a second to see whether the audio quality is still intact, because sometimes I do think that if I touch the cable to some degree, it's somehow changing something. It's gonna fuck the whole thing. Gonna see you. Okay. Fortunately, the audio is totally fine. So therefore, we're gonna just go ahead and be a little bit fast, I guess. Ego invites suffering. Tony Robbins just suggests that the reason you suffer is you're focused on yourself and your own feelings. If you're worried about your kids, it's because you feel you've failed your kids. Suffering comes from 3 thought patterns: loss, less, and never. Well, I don't know. Could actually be the case, but I'm just trusting into what Tony Robbins is actually saying. You know, he has been in this job, or he has done what he is doing right now for quite some time, I'd say. I guess actually, I think he started when he was maybe in his 20s or something. Maybe even before. But I don't remember correctly. You know, and now he is, I guess, what might he be? Let's see. Let's actually look that up. Tony Robbins. No, not TonyRobbins.com. Thanks a lot. It's still a great website. But I want to go on his Wikipedia site. And I also let you see that. Tony Robbins. Yeah. There you can see it. I'm just gonna do it like this. Like that. Okay. Yeah, I can actually see it already. It's a little big. Oh, I have it like this. But it should be actually there somehow. Yeah. There you now can see it. He is actually where is it? Tony Robbins, blah blah blah, 1960, which makes him 40, then it's well, yeah, he's in his 60s, in his mid 60s. Okay, I know this. Oh my god. Which is interesting, I guess, because, well, does he look older? What do you think? Does he look older? I don't think so, actually. I think he's, well, you know, this is a photo from 2009, so I guess he's actually looking kind of old now. I don't know. How are you feeling about this? You know, I don't know. I don't want to insult him or something. But, well, you know, he's in his mid-60s, and I think for his, well, you know, you just have to think about this. He's, I think, making actually, or he is just giving conferences. I guess they're actually conferences, where he is jumping around all the fucking time. Just really pumping out his fucking energy. He's in his mid fucking 60s. It's just amazing, you know. He probably doesn't have to do anything by this age because he has just enough money, like with a net worth of just somehow like 500k or something. I think he's just having enough money, I guess. But he's jumping around for, I think, sometimes even 15 hours in a row. I think he's actually staying, jumping. I don't know if he's actually sitting or something. I think he does. Well, I think 15 hours of standing or something. I don't know, like if this would actually be possible. For sure it is possible. But I think, well, like if you do not have to, well, why would you do this then? Like, but I think he's actually, I kind of think heard something like this, but I think he's actually running a marathon by actually his seminar, or in his seminar. And I've always thought like, okay, what the fuck? He's running a fucking marathon in this kind of seminar, but it was meant like, okay, because he's jumping all the time, because he's going around all the time and whatever, he actually gets the amount of kilometers or miles that you need for a fucking marathon, which is actually 21 miles, I guess. Which is actually kind of interesting because in miles it's just a really nice number. I think it's actually 21 or something, and if you then calculate it into kilometers, then I think it's something like 28 kilometers or something, 0.75 something, which is interesting. So therefore you can actually and totally see where it's coming from. Dealing with haters. Address counter-arguments in your work or be self-deprecating to disarm your critiques. Tim Ferriss calls himself a professional dilettante to preempt critiques. 10% of people will take anything personally, expect it, and treat it as math. Which is actually the truth. And I do think, especially for designers, it is incredibly important to not take every critique you're getting personally. Still, you've just put everything you have, every thoughts that you're having, also your personality and your style, and you just put a lot of your personality into your design. But I've recently just seen a post from Chris Do. It's Chris and then D-O, or actually at the Chris Do. And he's recently just put out somehow like a presentation, I guess it was some slides, where he was just actually talking about not taking your designs personally. And it might be interesting for you, just check out his account on Instagram, that Chris Do. Really interesting, I guess, and I think also pretty helpful for some people who are maybe struggling with taking everything personally, whether they are a designer or not. I guess it's just not that kind of important. For the thoughtful critiques, take time to address them to show you don't take yourself too seriously. This will decrease the number of real haters. To deal with hecklers, Margaret Coe goes the empathy road, trying to understand why this person is disrupting a performance everyone has paid for and agreed to sit for. Give them a lot of time. Ask the person she's with, is this person usually like this? Ask the people around her, was she like this before the show? And this probably gets the heckler to be pretty embarrassed with the attention. I guess this is actually, I do not actually want to say that this is a good approach, because you're embarrassing someone just by purpose, actually. But I totally think that it's gonna work, because they will get such a lot of fucking attention and such a lot of kind of negative attention that they won't just, fuck around. But by the way, I don't know what a heckler actually is. Well, okay, yeah, I think it totally makes sense. I still do not know if I would actually kind of tell people to do that, because I don't know, like, it doesn't seem to be that nice, to be honest. Yell obscenities to get into aggressive work energy mode. Eric Weinstein has a powerful aggressive energy to his creative mode. He has an incantation of curse words that takes 7 seconds to yell. Make your own and read it loudly like you're casting a spell. So Eric Weinstein, I think it's actually pretty funny, to be honest. It's a little crazy. So Eric Weinstein has a powerful aggressive energy to his creative mode. He has an incantation, or is it incantation? Incantation, a series of words said as a magic spell or charm. I didn't know that. Pretty interesting. An incantation of curse words that takes 7 seconds to yell. I kind of imagine it. Like, you do just have to imagine it in a kind of, I don't know, in public spaces or in a meeting or something. Well, okay, I think it's for his creativity. So I don't think he's gonna actually do his spell, in a meeting or something. I think it would just, kind of be crazy. But maybe you should try it as well. Maybe it can help you. I don't fucking know. It could actually be the case, Who knows? Who fucking knows? help people by just bearing witness. Tim Ferriss sometimes fixes people's problems by just listening to them. On the podcast, people merrily knowing you're listening is more important than responding to everyone. I think it's actually pretty powerful what he's saying there, because I think to some degree it is pretty true, because I don't know, like, we human beings, we like to talk about ourselves, and I was just thinking about whether some people actually somehow do not have the possibility to be listened to, because they are just always the listener, and they just always listen to what all the people around them are saying. I think, maybe some people are in this situation, could actually be the case, but something that I know because of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, once again, I've actually mentioned it, and I have not mentioned it in quite some time, to be honest, which is somehow strange because it's an amazing fucking book, and it is, by the way, also available on the alancheng.com website as a summary. Maybe I will go through it, maybe not. I think it's actually been just a pretty long one. I had a quick look at it, I guess, and because I once just thought about actually going through it, because it's such an incredibly important and amazing book. Or the information is great. Like, the information is great. I do just have some problems with actually kind of emphasizing the book part, because it's kind of only about the situation that is in the book and not about the book itself, I guess. Because, I don't know, like, I really don't like it when people say, like, you gotta have to read books. You do just have to do it. It's important. You just need to kind of develop some new skills. You need to get information through books and whatsoever. You don't only get information from books. You also get information from websites, from articles, from videos, from courses. I do really believe in the individual of every human being. And therefore, I also say, like, okay, if you're able to learn through courses way better, why the fuck would you even try to read fucking books? If you just know, okay, or why would you just take some courses? If you just know, or why would you buy books? If you just totally know, okay, if the information is there on both sides, like, it totally makes sense that you're going to buy a book because the information is there. It just makes sense. But if the information is in a course form and also in a just book form, it would be just not that smart, I guess. If you just, would buy the book, if you just really know that if you're way better able to kind of absorb the whole information and whatsoever by just going through the course. Yeah. But let's see and go ahead. By the way, I do just have a look whether or how long the last one actually was. Okay, I get it. I fucking get it. Choosing against conflict. Don't hang around people who are constantly engaging in conflict. From Naval Ravikant, once again, people who regularly fight with others will eventually fight with you. Chances are pretty high, to be honest. There's nothing, I think, to debate about that. If we finish, could be just a really close call. Could really be. But I wanted to say, if we're able to kind of finish quite early, then we, I think, actually gonna see who. I gotta have to just shave this side, because I actually always just rip them out. Also the hair on my chin. I don't know why. It's just some weird kind of thing that I'm doing, maybe. But yeah, I think I just have to be a little faster. 3 options. For anything in life, you have 3 options. First of all, change it, or accept it, or you leave it. It's not good to want one, but not to do it. Like, wish you would change it, but not changing it, or wish you would leave it, but not leave it. Actually, very true. Very, very true. Dealing with anger and other negative emotions. Anger is a hot coal that you hold in your hand while waiting to throw it at someone else. This is just me. I do have a lot of anger. I do not know why, Maybe it's just because of my upcoming or some shit like this. I don't fucking know. I think because maybe there has quite been some anger in my family as well. Maybe it's just something that I've gotten from a family member. I don't fucking know. But something that I deal with. And it's actually totally the case that you just pass it on to another person. And this is just, I think, the worst part about it. Because you're hurting other people. And I on purpose do not want to hurt people. I really don't. There's something that I just really do not want to do. When feeling anger, don't suppress it or swat it away. Acknowledge it explicitly. This helps to dissolve the issue. Inviting Mara to Tea by Tara Buck, which is, I guess, actually a book. Maybe we should actually kind of read a book on this. Even though the whole anger, the whole aggression that I'm having also had good sides in my life. For example, in sports, I quite seem to do everything that I should be doing if I'm fucking angry. Equine therapy. Guide a horse across a field with no bridle using body language. Never heard of this. Maybe it helps. Memento mori, which is, if I remember correctly, acknowledge the moment or be happy for the moment as such. But yeah. Various people use a calendar to count down the numbers of days they have left to live. It's frighteningly small, something like 20,000 days for me at age 30. Wait, but why raises the sobering fact that when you leave your parents' house for college, you've already used up 93% of your in-person parent time? I currently use the Mortality Chrome extension. I think pretty interesting. Let's open it in another tab. Let's actually see what this is. And now write me an email. I think you've probably been able to see my email right there. Well, it shows you how many days you have left. I think this could actually be a negative thing and also a positive thing. A positive thing because you always get reminded that you are kind of not living for the rest of the world or something. But on another side, it's somehow negative because it just shows you, okay, you're gonna die. And then it depends on how you kind of think about death, whether you enjoy it or think about it positively or not. You're gonna look back and say, shit, I should have been laughing and now I'm dead. From Jamie Foxx. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Or shall pass. I think it's from The Lord of the Rings. But yeah. Some titans share the phrase they used to keep pushing through the tough times. Tonight I will be in my bed. From Chris Secker. Avoiding suicide. Call the National Prevention Lifeline. Realize killing yourself will spiritually kill other people. Take your pain, multiply it by 10, and you give it to these people who actually love you. There is no guarantee that killing yourself improves things. You could be suffering eternally in hell's punishment. Well, who knows? Who really knows? Could actually be the case. Make a non-harm pact with a friend. Make it about them as much as about you. Psychology matches the body. Yeah, I'm actually able. Whoa, fuck yeah. Psychology matches the body. Shay Carl finds flogging is daily therapy since he feels better by smiling and faking it till he makes it. Sometimes he just looks in the mirror and laughs at him. Actually, something that I've been seeing as well. If I'm purposely or on purpose smiling, like here, I feel better. And I think this is actually proven and so on. And motion creates emotion, as Tony Robbins would say now. But I really don't like the whole faking it till you make it thing. Maybe because just, Gary Vee was actually demonizing it so fucking heavily that I've never been just, thinking about it any longer. And I've always been just trying to kind of push it out of my life, I guess. But I think in such a case, I don't know. I think, well, I don't know if it's good, if it's not. I think it's totally somehow bad because it's just like faking it, until you are it. But I don't know. But it's for sure bad in terms of being rich. But just acting like you're rich and looking like you're rich is not gonna make you rich. And it's, I think, actually gonna make you way poorer than you actually are, because you're gonna have to buy the clothes, even though they are faked or whatsoever. But still, I guess they're gonna be more expensive than other just really not expensive things. Don't be cynical. Cynicism is a disease that robs people of the gift of life. From Rain Willison. I've always thought about what cynical actually means. I don't know what it is actually in German. Being chatted is almost like being dead. Nothing impresses you because you feel like you've seen it all before, and you go through life with dark lenses on. Negativity. Just note gone. Notice something previously experienced that is no more, like a breath or a thought or an emotion. This trains you to realize each sensory insult passes. Totally, everything's gonna pass, whether it be negative or it be positive. But definitely the negative shit, that's gonna fucking pass. Joy of loving kindness. Identify two other people, and they could totally be strangers, and think, I wish for this person to be fucking happy. Something that I always think about every single day. Every single day, I just really hope that those people who might encounter my stuff, who might not encounter my stuff, I really give a fuck. I just really hope that all the people that are on this fucking planet are happy. I really hope this from the fucking bottom of my fucking goddamn heart. I hope it. And I also just hope it for the people around me. And it's just really not great to then see people not being happy. But I don't know. I don't know how much you can actually judge it by actually looking at them from an outside. Because from the outside I often just, go around being like this. I actually do this. I don't know. I just really look angry going around there. But I'm happy. At least I'm just not angry. This increases your own happiness and takes the focus off your own ego. Whitney Cummings suggests that every time you meet someone, in your head say, I love you. Before you have a conversation, imagine doing this at Starbucks or the DMV. Whatever this actually is. In the US, Department of Motor Vehicles. Don't know what this is. But yeah, makes sense. And I think it's a great approach and it's a great tip. But this is actually the end of the episode, and I've really, really enjoyed this episode. Talking went well, the whole episode went well, and I'm actually kind of finished for the day. Because I've actually had 3 hours less of school, or less school, which is great because I was able to get home just, pretty quickly, or just, quicker. I haven't eaten something up to this point. I was only doing the post, and there I've just really wasted a lot of time, actually an hour. But I think today I'm actually going to be able to sleep, which is nice, which is incredibly nice. But yeah, with that being said, I wish you the best health, welfare, and success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself on how you're going to be remembered, so basically your legacy. Whether you're going to be remembered as a good person or as a bad person, because it definitely is in your hands. And with that being said, I see you the next time. Thanks a lot.